Greetings. Around a year ago, I made a Roblox game called Knife Battles. In Knife Battles, you run around killing little Timmies with knives that have different abilities, earning gold and essence to get better knives and kill more little Timmies. Sounds fun, right? So I did what any reasonable game developer would do. I abandoned it for a year and pretended I never made it. Recently, however, I have been wanting to make my dream game, and in order to do so, I need to actually learn how to code first. So in today's video, I am rebuilding Knife Battles from scratch, with better abilities, better optimization, and this time, I will First step of my very elaborate game plan is that we actually need to think about what's going to be added and what needs to be created. This includes knife concepts, achievements, quests, UI, everything, okay? I'm a little overwhelmed. I wanted to make sure that I had all the base systems down with easy customization, be able to pump out knives fast, and be able to create updates with cool knives that make the game more enjoyable. The very first thing I did was write out the plan. It starts with... The second step of the development process was making the combat system and animations. The first thing that I tackled for the combat was making the animations, which were very simple and definitely did not take me multiple hours and I want to die. This is the finished product. I added a red outline when the player hits an enemy and a VFX that plays as well. And overall, I enjoy it and think it's a great foundation for the game. So the next thing I worked on... Okay, this is the wrong thing. Anyways, so the next thing that I worked on to finish the... Yeah, one sec. Who's at my door? It's like 2...
Cyber. Yet again you have failed to deliver a game. Not once, but twice. You are seriously getting on my nerves, boy. And the nerves of others as well. Look at what you did. Look at these people who had to follow me, just because you won't release Knife Battles. They are growing impatient, and so am I.
Oh, hi Eugene. Long time no see, I guess. Yeah, I was wondering what those people were doing out there. Seems like they're getting into a bit of a... Okay, cut the music. Jeez, we do not need all that dramatic effect in here. Eugene, I don't know who you think you are, busting down my door in the middle of the night for no reason. Who do you think you are? You're not my boss. You're not getting any cut of the money, okay? Eugene, I'm standing up to you because... I don't know who you think you are.
I may not look the strongest, but I will burn this planet down if you do not release that Game Boy. Do you hear me?
Yes, Eugene. I don't know what happened, but anyways, the third stage of development was actually creating the different abilities that the different knives would have. I had to use deep bombs in order to make this work. My concept for the amount of knives on release was I wanted around 10 to 15 regular knives and around 5 knives available for Essence or Robux, which would have cooler, better abilities. I started by working on a haste ability and just developing the overall framework of how abilities would work. Basically, when the player presses Q or the mobile button, yes, there's mobile support, the thing checks for a cooldown and fires the server to make them do their abilities. This includes speeding up, bouncing, splurging putting glue down. And we save all of the ability contacts in one big script, and it picks them based on an attribute. Sorry, that was a lot of explanation. But this framework helped me create knives and add cool new abilities fast. So now that we have the framework, let's ask our friendly pals for some knife ideas. This stage of development is basically making all of the different abilities in order to make the game playable. I brought in a couple of knives from the other Knife Battles that I made last year, but then I asked my friends for some ideas for some knives that would be fun to use. Yo, Finn, give me a knife idea. Now.
So what I'm thinking, right? You should make a knife.
Yep.
Right? Where every time you get a kill, you basically just kick everybody else out of the lobby.
Yo, Potato, give me some knife ideas.
Maybe like the big baddie goth tomboy knife. Spawn's a big goth tomboy, and you get to like get head pats from.
Why do I even try? It seems like asking my friends for ideas was a mistake, and that means that I simply need to make knives myself. If only there was a very useful tool that automatically generates ideas. So ChatGPT gave me a couple of different ideas to add to the game, and once implemented after multiple painful days and or weeks, maybe months, I got most of the knives implemented, and at this point the game was feeling good, but it was also missing something. So I took like a week to learn how to make UI. For For the UI design, I figured I would need a shop and a couple other buttons. I wanted to make the UI the popular stud style in most games currently, and took a little bit to learn how to use Figma, a UI design tool. And once I figured it out, I took inspiration from the UI in other games. Stole them. I got the UI implemented, and this is what it looks like. There's still some work to be done with it, like adding game passes and creating more Robux knives, along with adding the gift and rewards frame. But I think the design of it looks good, and I am happy with the way it turned out for the time being. Now that we have the UI, I need a place to actually place the knives and use them. So let's make a map and a lobby for the players to go around. Now, for constructing the map and lobby, I reused the map from the previous knife battles, as it is well built and has some nostalgia to it. The lobby is currently still temporary, but will be worked on in the future. If you know anything about me, you know I am not a builder, and have never been a builder. So I enlisted the help from some of my very willing and voluntary friends. And they helped me build some maps that will rotate around in the game.
Can I see my family now? Please?
Anyways, back to what I was saying. The lobby also has these holders for the knives that you can equip different knives with. I know you have seen this map and lobby throughout the entire video, so it's not anything new, but I do like the map and lobby as it is currently. These are the maps that my willing friends made, and I think they are good and interactive for the game on release. Speaking of release, there are some things I talked about earlier that are needed for the release of the game, and one of the main things is making more Robux and Essence knives to actually give the players something to work towards. So let's add some cool knives with some cool abilities to give the players something to work towards. Long ago, on a fateful sunny summer day, the four giants would fight to see who would rule the land. The earth did not shake as much as we had anticipated when the four giants arrived. Nugget came first, as Nugget always did, because Nugget had decided long ago that arriving first was the same as winning. Behind him came Mega, short for his kind, perpetually annoyed about. Potato arrived third, said nothing, and had never needed to. And Finn came last, slightly out of breath, having taken a wrong turn near the mountains and getting lost in a chimney. They stood across from one another on an island that would later be called the Island of Terror, though at this moment it was just called Eugene's Farm. Zero agreements about what ruling actually meant. Nugget cracked his knuckles, as he does. The sun was, for the record, very sunny. 3, 2, 1, go! Come on top! Dude, can't get out the house! It's stuck in the house! It's stuck in the And Nugget takes the win. Beautiful. From 980 get now. Nugget just won a video game. It's Control Shift P. It's Control Shift P. Holy shit. That was crazy. So yeah, I basically added a knife with the transformation and music and sound effects and visual effects and a cutscene that makes you super overpowered. Have 5 times more health. Be able to hit more people. You can move faster. You can jump higher. You're bigger. Very overpowered. However, it requires a 15 kill streak to get and use, so it's balanced at this moment, and I'm going to make it super hard to get. So, for the other Essence knives that I added a time stop knife, which basically stops time for the players in your domain you enact, inspired by Dio Zawarda. And a lightning knife that teleports you forwards and backwards in 0.5 seconds, similar to the one in the original knife battles. I also added a shadow knife that increases your speed and lowers the visibility for others. Kind of just like a sneaky thing. And all in all, I like the Essence knives and think they'll be great options for Robux and or Essence, just for players to work towards. So now that we have all of the knives needed for the game, what is left to do? Now, it was time for actually testing the game, seeing if it was fun, and seeing if everything was functioning properly. During this playtest, let's just say we ran into a bit of bugs, and I'm glad we did this. So for this part of the video, I'm just going to give you some of the fun clips I had while playtesting the game in its entirety. Enjoy.
Use the ability. Oh shit, I figured it out.
Wait! Come here, let's get married. Oh.
Let's get married.
Why is there no spawn protection?
You just rip Al all over him, bro?
Yo! What? I put it in. Why are you guys both at?
They're just cool.
Stop! I. Come on, man. Fuck you, Nugget! Yeah!
Oh my god, I remember Prime.
No! No, you're a little close to the ledge there.
No, what are you doing?
No. Yeah! Get counter, guys! Guys! Oh, shit! Oh, no! What? How are you alive? Bro! He's invincible! So, from these playtests, I learned that the game was very fun, and my friends said they enjoyed it. They are legally obligated to say we fixed all of the bugs that came with the game, and I was finally satisfied enough with my progress to fix my sleep schedule. I did not complete the game this episode, but expect a part 2 in the near future, where I will work on things like quests, achievements, finishing up the UI, adding monetization, adding gambling. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and if you didn't, also subscribe because I have cats to feed. If you want to see me struggle more, turn on notifications for my next upload. Thank you for watching, and I hope both sides of your pillow are cold tonight. I will see you next time.